The Human Centipede 3 Final Sequence. Hey guys, hope all was jiggy. Welcome to part 3 of me reviewing the Human Centipede films for this Halloween. An American penitentiary descends into chaos, so to restore control, the warden and his accountant aim to copy the first 2 films and put all 500 prisoners into a human centipede. 500. So, quick recap. I'm a fan of the first film because it valued scares over graphic sadistic violence, so you can guess why I'm not exactly a fan of the second film. The only reason why I gave the third one a chance was because I heard it was more of a gross comedy than the depressing endurance test that was the second one. And to my utter joy, that was correct. Had the first 2 films not existed, I never would have considered reviewing the Human Centipede 3 for Halloween. It just doesn't have that vibe. And as nasty as it may be, it's way too over the top and comedic for me to see it as pure horror. So I do have some fun with this one. Regardless, it's still one hell of a mess, so let's just get it done. So instead of getting a new actor for the villain here, we get the same actors from the first 2 films, but in new roles. Dieter Laser from 1 and Lawrence R. Harvey from 2. This being another meta sequel, it makes sense, and they fully commit to their roles. They rock bald heads and act nothing like their characters in the previous films, and they work. Yes, Lawrence R. Harvey's English accent occasionally ruins his not-so-convincing American accent.
I think I've found the solution to all our problems. No more disrespect!
But he's still one of the few likable characters here. It proves that his performance in 2 was not just scary due to his face. He's a talented actor. Dieter Laser plays the warden, Bill Boss, and he's yet again the best part of the film for me. Bill Boss is the perfect manifestation of Tom Six's writing. He's loud, crass, lacks subtlety, and values nastiness over anything else. It's mental. But let's call a spade a spade. The character, and Laser's performance, are obnoxious. He's almost always at 11. There are no layers or hidden depths lurking behind his screams. So all of the hatred for his performance is understandable. But I can't help it, he makes me laugh. It's such a silly, cartoony performance. And you can tell that Dieter Laser was having the time of his life here.
Literally. On your fucking hands and knees.
I guarantee that this wasn't just some paycheck job for him. The rivalry between him and the prisoners is just gold. It's just a battle of wits between stupid children, using barbaric methods to get the upper hand. It's so goofy and mental, it feels like a live episode of South Park at times, minus the intelligent commentary. Yes, there's not much intelligence to be found in this lowbrow humor, but I can't help it. Plenty of the jokes work for me.
I worked 10 years for you, and I grew this stupid mustache to look like you.
It's so nonsensical that Tom Six's clunky writing feels at home here. And on a serious level, I actually see him maturing as a writer in some ways here, because the Human Centipede 3 actually has something to say. Look, hear me out. He actually made it semi-plausible how the prisoners would be put in the centipede and how they'd function in society after serving their time. Even making great points about how it would cut the crime rates down and save taxpayers money. They're interesting points that I don't entirely disagree with. It made me wonder, if the prison centipede was actually a real punishment, would the world be a better place? In some ways, I think the answer is yes.
Imagine the prison system here in the US. You get sewn into a human centipede. The crime rates will be dropped dramatically, I think.
Look up all of the serial killers and other monsters out there and tell me they don't deserve the Tom Six treatment. A film this ridiculous managed to make our real-life justice system look stupid. Damn. Quick side note, when it comes to the actual centipede, seeing Tiny Lister at the front next to Eric Roberts on screen made me howl with laughter. Why? Because, yes, they were both in The Dark Knight, but they didn't share the same scene. The last time they were both actually on screen together in the same scene was back in 1985's Runaway Train. It's a great film. Now imagine telling these two here that 30 years from now, they'll share another scene together. And in that scene, Tiny Lister would be pooing into the mouths of 499 people. What do you think they'd say? What would anyone say?
Shit!
There's also some funny Easter eggs for fans, like cameos, including Peter Blankenstein. For the third time now, he plays a character who dies before he gets put in the Centipede. Lucky son of a gun. Tom Six plays as himself here, and it's funny how he gets grossed out by all of the violence, yet tries to save face. We get plenty of lines from the first film, but slightly flipped.
My friend, you don't match. I have to kill you. Don't take it personally. My friend, you don't match. I have to kill you. Take it fucking personally.
And my favorite is when Dieter Laser gives the same monologue explaining the human centipede again, but not being able to say the fancy medical words this time.
The mucus cutaneous zone.
Mucus cutaneous.
Mucus cutaneous zone.
I love that. It's also amusing seeing these group of psychopaths kick off when watching the Human Centipede 1 and 2.
Yo, what the fuck is this? These films risk causing harm. They should be banned.
As egotistical as all of these in-jokes may be, I take them as Six's way of celebrating the journey he's had with these films.
You know, my original idea for the Human Centipede films was sewing a child molester's mouth to the anus of a fat truck driver as a punishment. So I love this.
Even getting old friends to come back and hang out one last time before the ride ends. And as a fan of the first film, I'm all here for it. But with all that being said, there are problems here. This wild, crazy ride takes far too many detours. Adding them all up, I'd say we get a good 30 plus minutes of wasted material. Material that only serves to be gross. It just bores me. And being bored for 30 plus minutes is not what I want from a movie. Like I said, I surprisingly enjoyed Bill Boss's obnoxiousness, but the film keeps on grinding to a halt just to see him do something else obnoxious. And it just clutters up the pace. He regularly consumes genitals throughout. Yes, you heard that right. We see this horrible nightmare he has where his kidney gets quote unquote graped. Yes, you heard that right. Then he tortures people in crazy ways. And then we see him rub blood on his face. It's not funny, it's not offensive, it's not scary, it just is. But worst of all is Daisy. She's used as a running gag. Bill Boss treats her very inappropriately, and the gag is how he keeps upping the ante each time he abuses her. It's funny at first, just because of how unrealistic and stupid it feels.
I need my ball sack emptied before lunch.
But the more it goes on, the less funny it gets. This scene, if you've seen the film you know, it's just nails on a chalkboard to me. It's so long and drawn out. And after all of this, Daisy's story concludes in such a stupid way that I don't even know how it's meant to make me feel. It's just excessive content that distracts you just to gross you out. There's no need for that. The film is about mouths sewn to anuses. It's already got that covered. And I know these complaints might sound odd. A film about a giant human centipede being too gross and random. But at least the centipede was always the ending point of the film, the destination, just like the second film. All of these moments don't add to the overall point at all. It's just a load of excessive, superfluous nastiness that distracts. They also fail to evoke much of a response, other than boredom. Even the disgusting second one didn't take this many gross detours. These wasted, infantile moments get sprinkled throughout the runtime, even mixed in with all the parts I like. And it gets so abysmal, I literally prefer the third act of the second film over these moments that just pile up. And that's what stops this ride from being anywhere near as fun as it could have been. So, In the end, The Human Centipede 3 is one hell of a trashy film, and it knows it. It's way too obnoxious for its own good, it mainly seeks to offend for the sake of it, and a lot of the gross out moments overstay what little welcome they had to begin with. But in my opinion, it's not the total dumpster fire it's accused of being. A lot of the lowbrow humor works for me, and Dieter Laser can be entertaining as hell. It also asks surprisingly valid questions about our justice system. In its own sick way, it has something to say. It also adds to the already unique feel this series was known for. How different is this trilogy? Even if you hate them all, you cannot deny how original these films are. All three films look and feel completely unique. And that's insane considering that they're all about the same thing. Sewing people together, butt to mouth. That should limit the possibilities, but Tom 6 was anything but limited. I find that impressive, but remembering that this all started from one sick joke he cracked to his friends, I find that inspiring, even if I don't like his writing all that much. And I thank you for all of the ways your first Human Centipede film affected me, and for the good time I sometimes had with the third one. But please grow up, yeah? I'm gonna give The Human Centipede 3 a 4.5 out of 10. Happy Halloween. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay jiggy. The Badger appreciates ya.